Vishnupurana. Akrura's vision of Lord Krishna. Hearing Akrura's words, Lord understood that, when he had arrived in Viraj, he was afflicted with a feeling of majesty. But now, it has been replaced by affection now. He therefore decided to remove his dilemma. Thus, Lord told him, Kaka, Mathura is still some distance away. So you take a bath in Yamuna. We brothers are waiting for you, in the chariot. As soon as Akrura took a dip in Yamuna, Lord showed him a sight of his abode Vaikuntha, and his Narayana's appearance in which, he was holding conch, wheel, mace and lotus in each of his 4 hands, and was lying on the bed of Sheshnaga. With folded hands, Akrura prayed to Lord, O Lord, you are the reason for the existence of Brahma, and the universe. O Lord, I pray at your feet again, and again. Now I recognize you. You are the one, who took the incarnations of Matsya, Kakshap, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Rama etc. Thus after bath and worship, Akrura returned to the chariot. Lord Krishna understood that, now a devotional feeling had arisen in the mind of Akrura for Narayana. Lord asked, your condition seems miserable. Did you see anything extraordinary underwater? Akrura said, O Lord, now bestow your grace on me. Kindly come to my home and accept my hospitality. Arrival in Mathura and grace on KUBJA. After the departure of Akrura, Nandbaba too set out for Mathura along with the Gopas. On the way itself, they caught up with Krishna and Balarama. All of them then reached Mathura together. That they stayed in a garden. After some time, with Nand's permission, both the brothers set out to see the city of Mathura. Mathura was indeed a beautiful town. All the residents of Mathura thronged on roads, roofs and terraces, to have a sight of Krishna and Balarama. On the way, they met a pretty, but hunched woman. She introduced herself as KUBJA, the maid of KAMSA. Her duty was to smear the members of the royal family with sandalwood paste. God asked her if she would smear him with sandal paste. KUBJA said, O Manmohan, I see no one more fitting than you for the sandal paste. Thus she smeared Lord Krishna's forehead with saffron. On Dor's forehead she smeared musk containing sandal paste. Other Gopas smeared all the remaining sandal paste on their heads. Lord Krishna then put his feet on KUBJA's, and holding her chin gave her head a slight jerk. In no time, KUBJA's hunch was gone, and she turned into a pretty woman. She begged Lord for his love. The Lord promised her a meeting in future, and proceeded ahead. Breaking of the bow. After saving KUBJA, Lord Krishna and other Gopas moved ahead. At a place, they saw a huge bow, kept on a high stage. Many strong men were guarding it. Lord Krishna entered the canopy, and easily lifted the bow, and broke it into pieces. There was a big applause from all around. Dor said, Krishna, now the crowd will increase here, so let us escape in time. Thus, both the brothers and their friends beat a retreat to their camp. There they rested for night. In Mathura, breaking of the bow had frightened KAMSA. He could not sleep during the night. Even in his dreams, he saw nothing but Krishna everywhere around him. Early in the morning, KAMSA summoned his minister, and ordered him to make Kvalapede, the elephant, to stand in the center of the main gate. He thought that the elephant would kill both the boys if they dared to enter the fort through main gate. Back there in the garden, Krishna and Balarama set out in wrestlers' guise for the fort. At the gate, seeing an elephant blocking the passage, they asked Mahout loudly, O Mahout, why have you made the elephant stand in the center of the gate? Move it either ahead or back. But instead of moving the elephant out of the passage, the Mahout steered it right on them. But before elephant could attack them, Balarama caught its trunk, while Krishna caught its tail. Both the brothers then dragged the elephant out of the gate, and lofted it in the air. The elephant fell on the ground, with a loud thud, and died on the spot. Salvation of wrestlers. KAMSA felt very nervous by the news of elephants killing. Before he could take stock of the situation, Lord Krishna and Balarama arrived in the amphitheatre. The spectators present in the amphitheatre saw Lord as per their feelings. The men folk saw Lord Krishna as a jewel among the men. Women folk saw him as an incarnation of Kamadeva. Cowherds saw their natural friend in Lord, while to KAMSA he appeared as his death. But to his mother and father, Devaki and Vasudhananand, Krishna and Balarama appeared as small kids. Sages and ascetics saw nothing but metaphysical coming in boys' guise. Learn one cited his cosmic form, while to Yadavas he appeared as their tutelary god. As soon as Lord Krishna and Balarama arrived in the ring, the wrestlers, who were already present there, stood up like springs. A wrestler Chana dragged Krishna, and one named Mushtik dragged Balarama into the ring. They said to them, "Both of you and we are the subjects of the great King KAMSA. It is our duty to please our king with our art and skill. Moreover, we will receive many rewards also." Krishna said, "O wrestlers, you please fight among yourselves. We are boys yet, so we shall witness your fight from a distance." Chana said, "No, you are neither boy nor teenagers. You are stronger than the strongest. You have just killed an elephant, which was stronger than 1,000 elephants." Thus, both the brothers were compelled to wrestle with the royal wrestlers. Balarama beat Mushtik on the ground so hard that he died at once. Krishna similarly killed second wrestler Chana. All the remaining wrestlers met similar fate one by one. The massive crowd present there applauded them joyfully. Salvation of KAMSA. Seeing the shameful defeat of his wrestlers, KAMSA was infuriated with anger and proclaimed, "Tie all the opponents, tie Ugrasen, Devaki, Vasudhananand in ropes and bring them before me." Lord Krishna could not tolerate this, and in a single jump, he reached on the stage where KAMSA was present. Lord Krishna caught him by hair and said, "O KAMSA, once you have caught a helpless woman by hair, I have avenged that insult. Now you will receive the fruits for your atrocities." Saying this, Lord began to twirl KAMSA, catching him by hair, and threw him down from the stage. Then Lord jumped once again, and landed on the chest of KAMSA. KAMSA died instantaneously. Thus, KAMSA, who was an incarnation of the demon Kalmai, received salvation. Lord Krishna then released his parents from the prison and crowned his maternal grandfather Ugrasen as the king of Mathura. Yajapavit of Krishna and Balarama. After the successful completion of all the royal ceremonies, the consecration of Krishna and Balarama was carried out. Thereafter, they came to stay at the hermitage of sage Sandapani for formal education. Extraordinarily brilliant Krishna successfully learned all the knowledge in a short period of time. Then, as Guru Dakshina, paying respect to the teacher, Krishna brought back his dead sons from the abode of Yamaraj. After taking convocation bath, Lord Krishna returned to Mathura. There, though living among royal luxuries and grandeur, Lord Krishna remained indifferent. Memory of his sentimental, beloved devotees, friends and other people of Vraj kept on pricking him. Sending Yudhava as messenger. Yudhava, the son of Yadava's minister Brihaspati, was an intimate friend of Lord Krishna. Only he had the permission to enter Lord's sanctum. Seeing his friend Krishna in remorse, Yudhava asked, "Mathuranath, you seem to be upset. What is troubling you?" Lord Krishna replied, "Yudhava, I feel perplexed. I remember my days in Vrindavana. Please go to Vrindavana and get the news regarding gopis there. Also give them my message." Thus Lord Krishna donned Yudhava in his attire, and sent him to Vraj in his chariot. There he stayed at Nanda's home. At night, Uddhava inquired about Nanda and Yashoda's well-being, and about Vraj in general. That whole night passed in chatting. GEET. Next day, when the gopis got the news of Uddhava's arrival, they thronged in and around Nanda's residence. They recognized the chariot parked in front of the gate. It was the same chariot on which Krishna and Balarama had departed for Mathura. First they thought that their beloved Krishna had returned. But someone informed that it was Uddhava, Krishna's servant friend, who had come to preach them about metaphysical knowledge. Soon afterwards, Uddhava came out and spoke out loud, "O gopis, listen to the preaching of Uddhava." But instead of listening to him, gopis covered their ears. Feeling insulted, Uddhava expressed his dissatisfaction over their behavior. Gopis told him, "O gentleman, firstly we are not familiar with you, secondly we have no capacity to hear your preaching. Yes, if you wish to give us a message of our most beloved, thousands of ears are eager to hear that." Uddhava then introduced himself as the intimate friend of Lord Krishna. Knowing his identity, gopis welcomed and treated Uddhava warmly. Uddhava then began to say again, "O gopis, the person whom you are declaring as your beloved friend, in fact recognizes no mother, no father and no other relation. He has no form, no color and no body. He is above all, non-existing, all-pervasive, and the giver of joy. He is never separate from his devotee and beloved ones. All of you, too, feel the presence of that Supreme Being and be happy forever." Gopis said, "Uddhava, as long as Ganeshayam stayed with us, we saw endless virtues in him. But only within 6 months of his stay in Mathura, you wiped out all of his virtues and turned him virtueless. Tell us, with which mouth did he eat butter, with which hand did he break our pitchers, with which feet did he pasture cows in the forests, and with which feet did he dance on the hood of Kali? Was he another Krishna?" Harsh reaction of the gopis startled Uddhava. He began to think where he had been caught. His knowledge of Vedanta was proving ineffective on the gopis who were sunk in so much love. On the other hand, gopis too were feeling embarrassed for treating the guest bitterly. But they were also not prepared to listen to such preaching that condemned love. Moreover, they had let out their long-accumulated feeling. Meanwhile a bumblebee perched at Radha's feet, mistaking them for lotus. Pointing to it, all the gopis said, "Beware, O bumblebee, beware if you dare to touch the feet of our Radha. It appears that you are a disciple of Krishna. There is now no secret regarding the virtues and actions of your friend. But it is good that he and you tied in friendship. You are black and your friend has a black heart. Virtues of both of you are same. First he imbibed us in his love, then left us ruthlessly forever. He is not sorry for us. But why does Lakshmi serve in those feet? She must be careful, lest she should be deceived like us. O bumblebee, you also appear to be a polymath who has come here to preach us. But you won't get an audience in Braj. You should better go to Mathura. There is one KUBJA, go and relate your tale to her. You will receive ample donations from her. What will you get from the gopis here? They have already lost their mental balance because of separation from the beloved Krishna. If you have come to ask why we loved Krishna, O bumblebee, we have no knowledge. But we know that our love for Krishna was not a mistake. Even the goddess Lakshmi does not leave his feet for a moment. Why should we leave his feet then? But O bumblebee, have you really come to convince us? When he could not come out of shame, he sent you to console us, the deaf and dumb gopis. But be careful, if you put your head at the feet of Radha. Get away, we have already seen enough of flattery and flirtation of your friend. deserting our affection for ephemeral things, we loved that eternal one. But he too abandoned us. Can you guess about our condition? Tell us, O Uddhava, shall we ever get the sight of Sri Krishna again? Hearing the tragic tale of the gopis, Uddhava too felt very sorry for them. He felt as if Mathuranath, Lord Krishna, was indeed neglecting those gopis. Uddhava stayed in Vrindavana for 6 months. There he saw every place, every spot where Lord Krishna had played once. When he was returning to Mathura, Mother Yashoda presented him with butter, Radha gave him the flute. Thus immersed in the love and overwhelmed by its feelings, Uddhava reached Mathura. He said to Krishna, Lord, the real appearance of love that I saw in Vrindavana is the only truth. Sri Krishna said, Uddhava, you are weeping. Just look at me. Uddhava looked at him with wide, opened eyes. In every single hair of Lord, there existed gopis. Uddhava was indeed a servant. But Lord had sent him to Braj only to be taught a lesson of love. After the death of KAMSA, his widowed queens Asti and Prapti returned to their father Jarasan's home, and informed him that Krishna and Balarama had killed their husband KAMSA. Infuriated by the news, Jarasan at once launched a massive attack on Mathura. The people of Mathura were frightened by the strength of Jarasan's army. Lord Krishna too fell in deep thought. Just then, divine weapons and chariots appeared from the heaven. Both the brothers took the weapons and boarded their chariots. Then they fought a fierce battle and slayed all the army of Jarasandha. Balarama furiously caught Jarasandha and was about to kill him. But Lord Krishna stopped him. They then released Jarasandha and let him go unhurt. Jarasandha felt ashamed that Krishna released him because of his helpless condition. Parashar said, despite his shameful defeat, Jarasandha attacked Mathura 17 times, with huge armies. But every time, the Lord defeated him, and released him in kindness. And every time Jarasandha felt more humiliated. At last, instead of attacking Mathura himself, Jarasandha sent Kaliyavan to defeat Sri Krishna. Kaliyavan launched an attack on Mathura, with 1 crore strong Malaj army. This time Lord Krishna decided to vacate Mathura instead of countering the attack. He got Dvārakā Puri constructed by Vishwakarma and settled all the people of Mathura there. Then, unarmed, Lord Krishna walked past Kaliyavan. Pointed by Narada, Kaliyavan at once recognized Krishna and gave him a chase. He also challenged him, but the Lord did not listen to his challenges and kept moving with face turned away. Kaliyavan chased him for long, but could not catch up. Ultimately Lord Krishna entered a cave. Kaliyavan too followed him into the cave. In the cave Lord Krishna saw that someone was sleeping. So he covered the man with his yellow length of cloth and he hid inside the cave. Kaliyavan too arrived there and saw the sleeping man. He mistook him for Krishna and said, Krishna, you might have thought that braves do not attack on sleeping people. So I will first wake you up, and then kill you. Saying thus Kaliyavan kicked the sleeping man hard. However, as soon as the man awakened and glanced at Kaliyavan, Kaliyavan got incinerated at once.